So on week one, we had 22 people show up on the first Monday. And so what we ended up doing was breaking up into smaller groups, like groups of 3 or 4. And so that we can kind of stay together, we agreed that we would all stay in the same key, playing the same progression, but we had different topics. So for example, one group had the topic of creation, another group had the topic of peace, one group had the cross. And so we would write together in these small groups, and at about the 45-minute mark, we would swap and try to finish a project that somebody else had started. And so what happened is we had these relationships begin to build. People who would write differently from others began kind of gelling and learning new ways and new styles to write. And so by week 3, we were at Cobb and Penn in Lakeland, and they were so generous. They were amazing hosts, and so every evening we would just have dinner together. We would do worship, and then we would just write some more. So whatever poems were on people's hearts, whatever songs were on people's hearts, we would just kind of bring that together, and we would share the lyrics, and we'd come up with melodies together. And the end result was 2 completed songs, one on the topic of peace and one on the topic of creation.
Even when the world is shaking, even though our hearts are breaking, we know that you will make us whole again. Even when we're going under, even when we doubt and wonder, we know that you will bring us peace again.
So every lyric, every melody was written at some point in time within the city group. And so we did finish, those 2 songs, but more importantly, it really feels like we established a community within the community of Grace City Church. So people who, like I said, who had never written before, were able to feel like they had got that experience of getting their ideas, not just onto paper, but in the studio. And so we built relationships, we kind of built a family, and it's been an amazing experience, and I hope it sets the precedent for future songwriting groups, for people to know they can come without any experience whatsoever and feel at home, because that's what it's all about. Building community, building relationships with one another, and in the end, if we write some new music, that's awesome, but we just want people to feel welcome and, to feel at home.